Word up. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. My name is Violent J, the Duke of the Wicked. And I'm Shaggy 2 Dope, and we are the Insane Clown Posse. It doesn't take anything. There's no type of initiation. There's no type of rules to being a juggalo. There's nothing like that. We accept everybody and anybody. There isn't even an acceptance. It's when you decide you're a juggalo, when you feel it in your heart. You know, a juggalo in a lot of cases is an underdog. A juggalo is a lot of cases isn't somebody that represents a certain style. You know, in other words, they're not a hip hop head, or they're not a rock and roll metal head, or they're not a pop person. They're usually whoever they truly are inside in themselves. You know, juggalos are free to be themselves, to be clowns even. You know, juggalos don't put on a front every day and try to be something they're not. I'd say juggalos have freedom of expression, and also juggalos like a little more to their music rather than just a fancy hook. You know, juggalos have a little more imagination in their music. They like a little more imagination in their music. This is what I believe a juggalo is. But, you know, that's one of the most infamous questions in our history. What is a juggalo? There's really no way to answer it because, and I mean this, and if I was hooked up to a lie detector test, it would reveal I'm telling the truth. I honestly believe that it's 100% genuine magic that brings juggalos together. And if you were a juggalo at a juggalo event, you would understand exactly what I mean.
And there's no exact way to pinpoint it. You know what I'm saying? You can't just put your finger on somebody and be like, oh, that's a juggalo right there. I mean, you might be able to if you're not one. You know what I'm saying? But no two juggalos are exactly the same. You know, it's like fingerprints. You know, it's like so you could be from any genre of life or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a great thing to be.
You could be a thug and be a juggalo, and you could be a cop and be a juggalo. You could be a patient and be a juggalo, and you could be a doctor and be a juggalo. Juggalos are misunderstood. Juggalos are, unfortunately, have a bad reputation for the rest of the world, but it's also cool. It also is the fact that we're so hated is a good thing because the colder it is on the outside makes it all that much warmer on the inside with the juggalo family. That's what I say. No, you can be an Insane Clown Posse fan and not be a juggalo. There's a lot of people that listen to our music that don't attend the events or don't do anything with other juggalos. Absolutely. And you can also be a juggalo and not be an Insane Clown Posse fan.
I mean, we make music. You know what I'm saying? You could just be a fan of music in general and listen to Insane Clown Posse, you know?
It never came to me. It built itself. You know, we have our own ideas of where we think the word might have came from. Back in the day, we have a song on our very first album, in the first Joker's card. The song's called The Juggler. And talking about that song in referring to ourselves as jugglers, juggalo. I'm a juggling juggler. It just kind of, we believe the word juggalo may have morphed from that song, possibly, but, it was never an idea to create juggalos, or nobody could have thought up something that brilliant.
Right. It's not like, like Justin Bieber. You know what I'm saying? A believer. And they call it a believer. Isn't that it? But you know what I'm saying? Or like different groups got like different things they call their fans or whatever that they just came up with. You know what I'm saying? We didn't actually like sit down and be like, all right, you listen to this saying Clown Posse, you're a juggalo. You know what I'm saying? It kind of became its own thing on its own.
Juggalos, and I want to state this again, juggalos, this is the truth. This is real. Juggalos are far more amazing than people understand. You had hippies back in the day. You've had deadheads. You've had the Kids Army. You've never had nothing like what juggalos are. They're not a fan base for ICP like everybody says. Juggalos are way more interesting and way more solid than that.
It's a culture.
It's a culture. They gather on their own. They gather in parks by the hundreds and just be with each other. Just being with each other is, if you're talking high school age, if you're talking about kids in high school, there may be only 2 or 3 juggalos in any given high school. They're not a common thing. It's not like there's 150 juggalos at a high school. There may be only 2 or 3 juggalos at your job. If you work at a huge plant with thousands of people, there may be 1 or 2 juggalos there. But when they come together, they become the masses, and that's when the magic starts. When juggalos gather, even if they gather a couple hundred in a park and barbecue, it's something going on far beyond appreciation for our music. There's a connection between juggalos. There's something about juggalos that is truly magical, man, and I swear by that. I think it's beyond awesome that there's some people that, but like I said, it reaches everybody. You know what I mean? Being a juggalo, to be part of it, it's just...
Yeah, it don't matter if you're famous or you ain't got no friends, nobody knows. You know what I'm saying? It can touch anybody. It don't matter who you are.
Juggalos often chant family. They out of nowhere, they might be in line for something, or they might be hanging out somewhere, and they'll break out and start chanting family. And that chant came from the feeling they're feeling. There's no way to describe the feeling when you're together with a bunch of other juggalos other than family, because it feels like these people who are regularly strangers, you don't know their names, but you feel so connected to them that the only word to describe what you're feeling is family. And that's why you hear that chant so often, because that's the only way to describe what's going on, man. It's to be there, to be there among juggalos. It's historical what's happening out there, this gathering of people that maybe they all are underdogs, maybe they all are laughed at and misunderstood, but when they get together and become the masses, it just feels so good. It's like, we have the gathering of the juggalos 4 nights and 5 days long, tens of thousands of people, and there's not one fight. There's not one fight. Most concerts, I don't care if you're talking about, the Jonas Brothers or you're talking about 50 Cent, most concerts at least have some sort of problems or fights or something. We can go 5 nights without no fights.
And no police, nowhere to be seen unless you leave the grounds.
I'm just defending juggalos. That's all. I feel the need to defend them because they're always getting held so much, man. And people fear what they don't understand. You know what I mean? And that sums it up right there. I don't think it doesn't bother me. It's once again, it's kind of cool that we're looked at like that because it just makes it all the more special on the inside. And they say, juggalos have committed crimes. People commit crimes.
When you got that large amount of people, you know what I'm saying, in such a diverse crowd of people, I mean, anything's bound to happen. So like 10 kids that are juggalos are a gang. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure 10 people that listen to Ice Cube are a gang. You know what I'm saying? It's just like anything is possible when you got that many people. Yeah, somebody might have murdered somebody, but then again, I'm sure somebody listens to Mariah Carey has murdered somebody,
Yeah, juggalos don't commit crimes in the name of juggalos. Individuals commit crimes, individuals commit crimes, and that's all there is to that. It's not that part of being a juggalo means to go out and beat somebody's ass with a pipe. It's just not the way it works at all. Faygo is a Detroit-based soda pop that is very cheap in price. Back when we were kids, you could get a 2-liter of Faygo for 69 cents. And the wonderful thing about Faygo is it comes in all flavors, man, the colors, red pop, green apple, peach, any flavor you can comprehend, they got it. And it's not dissing Faygo or anything, but it's sort of the poor man's pop. It's like a cheap brand. It's not expensive. And for some reason, when we started rapping, we wanted to incorporate things into our characters that were much like us in real life. And you'd always see Shaggy and myself with a 2-liter of Faygo all the time. Growing up, we always had a 2-liter. We used to walk to the party store. And here in Michigan, they have the 10-cent bottle return. So we'd leave the house with no money. But by the time we got to the store, we'd have found 7 empty bottles walking through the alleys, which we'd cash those in and buy an ice-cold 2-liter of pop, which was devastating, and it still is devastating. Faygo's a good thing. So we started having Faygo up on our stages, drinking it and everything, and then one day at a show, infamously, somebody was flipping us off, and Shaggy here grabbed a 2-liter, opened it up, took a swig, and threw it at the kid. And the rest is history. Faygo started raining off the stage from there on. It is what it is, man. It doesn't have to make sense, It's who we are. It doesn't all have an explanation.
What is misogynistic?
Right. What does that mean? I don't know what the word means. People need to loosen up, man.
Mardi Gras, that's like the biggest thing ever to show your titties.
Yes, Mardi Gras, misogynistic or whatever the word was.
That's ridiculous.
No, there's plenty of juggalettes. There's thousands and thousands of juggalettes, and juggalettes get mad respect and love. And no, it's just not true. We might use the word bitch, but, any man can be a bitch any given time. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, I'd say 85% of the time we use the word bitch, we're talking about a man. So whatever. If we're guilty of using the word bitch, yes, we're guilty of it. People shouldn't get their panties in a bunch. No, you have to be a Christian. No, you don't have to be anything. That's just the whole thing about God is your basic idea of good and evil. Your basic idea of if you die, you go to hell, and if you live your life, with a heart and soul, you go to heaven. We believe in that basic principle. Basic principle. We don't read the Bible. We don't go to church. We don't know what else is in the Bible. We don't follow any specific religion. We just hold on to that basic hope that hopefully there's life after death, you know?
Karma. You know what I'm saying? You do good things come. You're an asshole, bad things come, you know, bottom line.
It's not about the Ten Commandments or any specific religion for us, you know? It just is the belief of an afterlife, you know? Hopefully it happens, you know?
And we don't push religion down nobody's throat, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's sitting there saying, you know, go to church, do this, do that, or go to your synagogue or your mosque or whatever, you know? We don't push that down nobody's throat.
A lot of people really listen to our lyrics, and a lot of people really listen to our lyrics, you know, and if in understanding that, we want to say something that's positive to them, you know. Yeah, there's plenty of cuss words, and you got to really dig for the positive side of what we're saying. But a lot of people, a lot of juggalos clearly can hear what we're saying. And when it comes to that, we're saying something. We care about the people that are buying these CDs. We care about the people that love our music, and we don't want to see them burn in hell, you know. And our basic belief is that if you care about one another in this earth, and when you die, you'll go to heaven. And we want to see all the juggalos in heaven. We want them to think about those things. You know, a lot of times when you're 19 and you're out, you know, wilding out on the streets and shit, you forget about things like that. We just want to remind everybody, man, you know, just remind everybody, you know, so you know, that it might be out there to keep everybody on the right track. You know, you can't just be freestyling with no consequences. That's just what we believe. Everybody believes in something. We're not religious like that, though, like preaching at you and shit. You know what I mean? That's not how we do it. Listen, I feel so embarrassed to say this because we've been saying this for so long. Shaggy here, we want to play Canada so bad. We know there's juggalos there, and we want to get into Canada so bad. You know, Shaggy got into a little bit of trouble.
I'll take the blame.
And we're not allowed. We were allowed to go there. We had it cleaned up. We were about to come back to Canada and do a tour there, not just a little tour, but a big tour.
We love some Canada, man.
You wouldn't believe how much we love Canada. And we're right across the border from Canada. We're in Detroit. There's a river separating us. But Shaggy got into a little bit of trouble, and you know, legally, we're not allowed to come to Canada. It's just not allowed. You know, we're very close to making it happen, and we've been promising for so long that we're coming. And I just want everybody to know that it's a very important thing for us to get over there. And we very badly dream about playing those stages for people that have never seen us before, Canadian juggalos, especially up by Seattle and up there, places in Canada we've never been to. It would be so dope to stand on a stage and rock a show for an audience that has been listening to you for years but has never got to see you. That's why we want to come to Canada so bad. And our message is, we're sorry it's taken so long. And we're working on it, man.
It's being worked on. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. That's all.
We're coming to Canada. You have our word. Don't give up on us. Man, we're coming. We're going to get it worked out. We're going to be there, man. They're underground. They're tunnel runners. They're there. You might not know it, but they're there. You got to search the underground. You got to search the dark parts of town, the shadowy parts. You got to look for the juggalos or tunnel runners. You know, I don't know exactly how to just say where they're at, but they're there. We hear from them a lot. We do a lot of mail order stuff in Canada. There's a lot of juggalos there. We just how would you?
It's I don't know. I don't even mess with computers. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it's like Fight Club. You know what I'm saying? They're there. Maybe you don't see them, but they're definitely there.
They're definitely there, man. Especially up there, like we said, by Seattle and up there. You know, it's a lot of juggalos come into the States to see our shows when we play Seattle and Portland, you know, and stuff like that. And a lot of juggalos come over for Hollow Wicked in Detroit. I just don't know exactly how to reach them like that. And we appreciate you talking to us. It's super cool, man. Anytime, ever, just holler. We're right here. Thank you. This was cool. This is our first time doing this. Yeah. So that was cool. Thanks a lot, you guys. Peace. Bye. Cool. That was cool. How you think it sounded? Was it good?
Yeah. Let me.
How you feel?